Still say the hold music is the best part of the stream.
It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
All right. So we're back with some weird frontiers. We are doing a little play test of Last Stop Perdition. This will be the newest Kickstarter from Mr. David Beatty, the creator of Weird Frontiers. This one is written by Steve Bean. It will, depending if it makes stretch goals or not, have a second module in it, a little shorter one as well. You can see the front cover down there and the right below me, right down there. It's already written, already edited, in layout already, so it should be a fairly quick turnaround, although this is going to be a traditional print book to start with. So, however fast those boats get across from China, it's up there. It's up there. The PDF should be out very quickly. So, tonight, let's go ahead and start up with our posse here. You all have been traveling to Richville, Utah, in search for a friend that you've lost along the way, at least his spirit. As the spirits in this area have been very restless as of late, haven't been going on to their just rewards. And there are various factions out there harvesting these souls to an unknown end. And you have solid information that your friend's soul is going to be on a mysterious train. And as we pick up with your posse, riding to this little town of Richville, you're discussing what you've found out along the way. So, John, tell us about your gunslinger Amos.
So, Amos Callahan, veterinarian by trade. I served with the Union Army in the cavalry division. And saw enough of war, but did a bit of a calling to right some wrongs here and there with the my irons. So I don't know. I just kind of do what I think's right.
Tomathew. Joe, tell us about Tomathew. Your names.
Yeah, Tomathew is our occultist, Tomathew Bench. He's got a pet raccoon named Baxter that gives him some night vision. He's a self-made orphan, wasn't born that way, but wound up that way through some curious studying of his own, and is spent most of his life as a librarian and bird watching for fun.
Self-made orphan. That's a tagline. I want to see that on
the
your
youth
shirt.
today aren't go-getters.
Yeah.
I mean, some people might say murder, but
Self-made orphan sounds. It's just got a classy ring to it.
It does.
It does.
Let's hear from Dig. Chuck, tell us all about Dig.
I'm Dig. I dig. Also, Dig is a Tommy knocker. He is an undead man who was killed in a mining accident. Him and his pet canary in a cage, who's also undead. Its name is Bird. I got a sledgehammer. I know rock's good. I dig.
So how obvious are Dig's injuries?
Very.
Oh my.
Very. Like peeling skin, some maggots here and there, a small swarm of flies at all times. There's no getting by it.
Jake, tell us all about Theodore.
Theodore Harper used to be a barber until one day he was stabbed and killed by a very vengeful soldier, and something about the cut of his jib not being quite the size. But the ferryman of the River Styx decided he should come back to avenge not only himself, but also those who have passed on in unnatural and unjust fashion. He is a sin eater.
Mm-hmm. Tell us all about Felix, Brad.
Felix is a man who grew up in a somewhat large family and got tired of being on the farm and wanted to see the United States, and decided to become a railroad man. And in the process, to keep his mind sharp and his soul right, he reads from the good book quite often. And he's found that he connects with the Word of God very, very well.
Very
Praise
good.
the Lord.
And let's hear about Rufus. And I'm sorry, you're a new player at my table, and I don't see your name there, so I didn't introduce you. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah. I'm Gordo. Nice to meet everybody. I'm playing Rufus Buckshot Burrows. He is a hellbilly from the wilds of Appalachia. He is a foremost practitioner of jug magic. That means he likes to drink a lot and do fantastic and arcane things. He ran out of Appalachia after a dispute over a bit of hooch that he had made, and so he's on the road now and met up with these the rest of his folks here to basically see what he can do out in the West.
Fun. And what you could do out in the West was get one of your comrades murdered. He's dead, and you're out to retrieve his soul. Maybe for good ends, maybe just because he owes you $5. We're not sure yet.
Nice.
But as you're riding along, you are about an hour outside of Richville, Utah, where you have very good intelligence that a special train that's been boarding on these souls that haven't been able to go on to the afterlife disembarks from. So as you're riding around, you guys have various bits of knowledge to share with one another. Just go ahead and role play your characters. We'll let you know.
I'm telling you, it's the Fae.
See, that's what I heard. That ain't right.
Yes, I have to disagree. That is, in fact, the funeral train of the former president, Mr. Abraham Lincoln. In fact, President Lincoln himself still rides that very train.
Are you going to tell me he conducts it?
No,
He's
he
dead.
conducts himself like a gentleman.
Yeah, he's
Still got the
dead,
hole in
Dave.
him, or
So am I.
Yep. That's true, you are.
Let's be respectful of the president, President Lincoln,
He's respectfully dead.
and at peace.
I don't like those disrespectfully dead.
Yeah. That's what I am. He ain't go good.
There are some exceptions to the rule, sure.
Tamaru, Bench.
Oh, wow.
Tomathu.
Right, Bench. What do you think?
About what?
Train. You talking about the train?
Oh, I'm hoping to run into some people on here that might know some things or two that you wouldn't be interested in. Never mind.
Well, I don't know about any Abraham Lincoln, but what I can tell you is that there's some kind of contraption on that thing. It might blow us all to sky high. We got to stay clear of that and be very careful.
So your discussion ends as you see before you, you were led to believe that Ridgeville was a small town. Small doesn't really describe it so well. There are a few shacks, one solid looking building, which is probably the saloon.
Priorities.
Yeah, and something that's got 3 walls and an awning that might be a general store. Just outside of town is a dilapidated old train station. Doesn't look like it's been in use for a while. As a matter of fact, not all its tracks are there.
Any townsfolk around?
Well, as you come up, you don't see anyone, but you do hear the sound of an off-key piano playing in the one solid building.
Well,
Perhaps if we
Go
had to get
investigate.
social. Mm-hmm.
time for some bad alcohol and even worse music.
Yeah.
Dig, can you even get drunk?
I can try. By God, I can try.
Fair enough.
I
You
ain't
tie your
paying for
horses
that.
up outside. There is some water in the trough. It looks a little murky, but it's water. Inside, again, someone's banging on that piano as if he knew 3 notes, and that's about it.
Forgot 2 of them.
It's fairly quiet. You can hear some, a few snippets of conversation as you push your way through. The 2 folks at the bar kind of look up at you, and you notice that it's Tomcat walking back and forth across the piano that's been making that god awful tune.
Hey, man. I've heard worse.
I like
Thin, wiry man is wiping off the same glass with a dirty rag. He's probably been doing it for hours as he looks up and nods at you.
Friend, I do have some soap handy if you would prefer to use that instead of probably your spit and grime.
As you say that, he spits on the cloth, shines up the cup real nice, holds it up to some lantern light, and says, "This one's fine. It's fine."
I will take a shot of whiskey, and then I'm going to go introduce myself to the owner of the place. That they're Tomcat.
That's Bill. You treat Bill right.
Bill the cat.
Got a full name and everything.
Nice.
That's amazing. I'm going and talking to the cat.
Pulls out a bottle of bourbon, pours out a couple fingers worth into a tumbler for you. How about the rest of you gentlemen? We got beer, we got some rye, we got some bourbon.
Right.
Got any sarsaparilla?
Sarsaparilla. I got some milk.
No, I'll take some bourbon, please.
Same difference. Sarsaparilla and milk.
You guys got coin, you got bullets. How you paying?
I got coin.
I got coin.
I have a couple of dollars.
They're paying for mine.
He just lays the bottle out on the table, then continues to clean up. Two folks that were sitting here playing a game, some kind of board game. Don't actually know if checkers surely was around by now. Playing checkers.
Connect 4.
I like Connect 2.
Stratego, actually.
Playing
Connect.
You
one.
sunk my battleship.
Oh, checker goes back to like 3000 BCE, so we're good.
Well, they're definitely
Nice.
playing checkers.
Oh, actually, wouldn't they be playing the Ouija board? Come around. This is popular.
Does Bill the Tomcat like me? Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bill the Tomcat likes anyone that will pet him and feed him.
That's what I'm doing.
He also seems to like minor keys.
It's fair. See, now the music makes
Yeah.
Sets a
Two old
tone.
guys look up at you. They got the look. You dig, a fellow miner when you see one. They're maybe miners, maybe prospectors. Got the similar look about them. One of them smiles up with you at a mouth half full of teeth.
Yeah. I smile back with a mouth quarter full of teeth.
That's how your rank's measured.
It is. The longer you've been digging, the less teeth you get.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull up a chair.
Just passing through. Not got
Passing
much
through.
here.
As a rock in these parts.
Yeah. Silver mine dried up a while ago. There's just a few of us left here, eking out a small amount of living. Mostly we just don't like having folks around us.
I dig that. My smell keeps most people not liking folks around me either.
They didn't even notice. They smell at least as bad as you do.
I like it. Very good. Hey, we already think about some funny ass train that comes through here.
His
Late at night.
companion just kind of gives a shiver. He's just like, "Oh, you talking about the ghost train?"
Yeah, that's it. You
Hey,
tell me about it.
here nearly every night. Up there, that old train station just up pace a bit. All them dead folks just come out of the desert and pack it in like sardines.
A particular place in the desert or just everywhere?
They just come in. Just as the sun's starting to go down, you start seeing these shadows out on the sands. They just start coming. Streams of them. Never saw
That's
a much
weird.
more orderly, polite group of people in my life.
They're dead. They ain't no hurry no more, so they know how to queue up.
That's fair.
I went and tried to see what was going on once. He takes off his hat. His hair is like stark white. Things I saw turned my hair white. His friend's like, "That's
Oh.
because you're 50, Jed." Smacks him on the back of the head.
But did you see President Lincoln? on the
An
train.
excellent
I
question.
did see a kind of austere man with a big hat and a real ugly face.
Maybe Lincoln.
Yeah.
That sounds like him.
That-
Any little
Do you have a
fairy
hole in
folk
the back
around?
of his head?
Well, he had a big hat on, couldn't tell because of that. And he had this really spiffy-looking uniform on.
Thomas, you
Conductors in a
president
I'm
old
sorry.
cities.
I'm just trying to narrow it down.
Yeah, my president.
for
Conveniently,
president.
gentlemen.
I'll slap my hand on the bar.
That train is all nice.
I'm
It's
sorry.
all sleek and looks like something that'd go underwater. It's just so streamlined and shiny. I thought there might be something valuable on board. So I tried to sneak on board. And that conductor man, he put a hand on my shoulder, like froze me solid and said I didn't belong there. While he wouldn't physically stop me from going aboard, he said he didn't recommend it as my soul was forfeit. Well, that means, what does that mean?
Forfeit, it means it throws 3 hissy fits. Oh,
Yep.
4 hissy fits. That's how the math works out.
Well, it sounded really bad to me, so I left. I left.
Probably.
I drink every night just to forget. You drink every night because you're a lush. Smacks him on the back of the head again.
That's where my money was.
Yeah. So does it come through here every night?
Every night. As soon as that last bit of sun is down, we got darkness all around. It just shows up. Like there's a sound of like a train on a track, but there ain't no track. There's just little bits of track. That thing goes right across the water. There used to be a bridge there. That bridge fell a long time ago. Then it just shows up in the station. You don't see it rolling in from anywhere. You just hear the sound of a train, and then it's there.
Interesting.
Really? Is that a new fancy fuel it's got running on?
Fey magic.
Nah.
He tries to make the sign of the cross, then he gets he forgets which direction he went, and it's more of a pentagram by the time he's done.
It's fine. I'll help you out. It's easy to remember. You're going to go spectacles, testicles,
testicles.
wallets, and watch. That's it.
I keep my wallet in my ass pocket. I have to.
It's just that side of the body.
That's a good tip.
It's
I'll try
really
to remember with that when I'm sober.
That could save your life.
Sure.
Didn't do me any good, but I mean, you go for it.
How often
Yeah,
does it show up?
you just about as
Every
ugly
night.
as that conductor. Begging your pardon, not meaning you any
No,
disrespect.
it's fine. I got hit with
obviously
every
a
ugly stick
hard-working
on
man
every
of the
tree
earth.
in the forest.
Let me buy you a drink for that.
Well, that's a good
I
question.
take it.
Dig, do you, or even Theodore, you ever remember seeing a train?
I have seen many a train in my day.
But I mean, a train after you know.
No, I saw a river and a very scary man on a
And
boat.
I'm the insensitive one.
Caught a
Yeah.
cold?
I did not
The
say
man
I
asked
was
for
a kind and
250.
gentle
You just
man.
didn't have it.
Also, I don't like people.
I don't either. They're jerks.
I sort
Well,
of.
that's me.
I-
Why
I-
me and my buddy here stay out here. We don't like being around people. People have expectations. They want you to bathe and be all civilized, like eat with the fork and knife.
That's a good question. Where the hell is everybody?
There ain't been anyone here since Silver Load just dried up.
That's how long ago?
A few years.
Why are you still here?
Like I said, I don't much like people and all that civilization. Make you wear shoes and shirts when you go into stores. Can't stand it.
That's fair.
Then they start making these homeowner associations. Then it all goes to heck.
Oh,
Now that much is true, I can assure
they were
you.
crafted by Satan.
They're a jerk.
What if I told you we aren't so much interested as getting on the train as getting someone off the train? Does that conductor man try to keep people from getting back off again?
Well, I couldn't tell you as I didn't get on. He just gave me a firm warning that if I stepped foot on that train, that my soul was 4 foot. Four.
Yeah,
That's
it sounds
pretty
right.
short for a
Well,
soul.
yeah.
How tall are you regular?
5'1".
Oh yeah, that would be
Ooh,
bad.
yeah.
Get shrunk that. much.
Yeah.
Well, if I could ever straighten my back up, I'd be 5'9". But
Makes
I can
sense
help
because I
you
guess
with
they
that.
got
I
to
really
fit it in
can.
him, so it would be shorter, right?
Probably adjust that for you.
I can do it real quick.
Dig,
I like my home.
dig. You tried that one time.
I did.
That
Not
man
my
was not
fault
happy.
that his lower half, his top half, wasn't connected right. Listen,
I know.
Well, don't get me wrong. That conductor man, he was scary. He was a scary man, but he wasn't a violent man. I didn't feel like I was threatened so much as warned.
Interesting. Maybe we can negotiate with this conductor man.
Well, there's a lot of souls that start streaming into that train too, and there ain't but the one conductor. I'm sure you might be able to sneak aboard, and if in your all quiet like or sneaky like.
Well, if push comes to shove, then certainly. Although I would hope that myself and Dig would be very warmly invited.
You ever hear them hobos? New thing on the trails. They just grab on the side of the trains as they pass by and just get free rides all over the place. Just hang on the outside. I'm sure you could do that too.
I'm sure nobody here would know anything about that, right, Felix?
Well, I've seen plenty of people try to do that. That's
Sure.
obviously wrong. We give
feel
them a
like-
talking to.
I feel like Felix must have been one of the what are they called, rail yard bulls that went around just beating people on the head that were trying to get on board.
Carry a heavy hammer for a reason, sir.
I'll look at his friend. Have you seen any of this? I mean, if it's here nightly, you must hear it at least.
As my friend, my very drunk friend here says, it's a nightly occurrence, and he ain't wrong. You hear a train coming as if it just passing right through the middle of this town, and just suddenly it appears in that station over there. And he ain't wrong. I watched one night. It did cross the water. It goes real slow, but it seemed to float above that water. I suppose if you're trying to get on, you could take a boat out and just get on as it's trying to go right across that lake there. It does go awfully slow and starts picking up steam after a bit.
How far up above the water does it go?
It just rides right on the surface as if there were a track laid pretty as you please right there.
Hmm.
And if we mess it up, then we just drown.
I like
Well,
that.
If and you can't
I don't
swim.
drown, but yeah.
Yeah, think of it as
Are there any boats around?
permanent baptism.
Well, there's a hermit lady that lives down by the shoreline. She collects all kinds of roots and herbs and stuff, and she spends an awful lot of time on a pretty decent boat out there. You can ask her.
We just
Okay.
gotta do that.
She doesn't like our company. I understand she comes and has a drink when we're not here. Bartender just goes, mm-hmm.
Well, what time of day is it, by the way, Bert?
It's late. Like, you've got several hours before sundown, but it's later part of the day. You did not see any hotels or anything else out there.
Yeah.
A lot of empty shacks, though, and these two men couldn't own all those half dozen shacks.
Well, what do you fellas think?
What?
I think we
Yeah,
need more information, more knowledge.
Acquaint ourselves
Oh.
with the boat woman.
you can do that. You want to do that tonight?
Yes.
Sooner the better.
Go talk to a boat woman.
Well, you can't miss it. Just go down the bank there. You'll see her cabin. Looks a fair bit nicer than the ones over here. She got it all painted up, this kind of sky blue at the top and this like forest green at the bottom. It's a real pretty little thing.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your time.
That's all we got. Time.
Yeah. I'll pay for beer for each.
Look at that. They got actual coins. It's been a while since we actually seen money around here. Most people just pay with bullets.
Well, I'm attached to mine. Well, thank you much. Shall we go?
Tip their hats at you. Meanwhile, the cat finishes its little minor key ditty. Very happy to have its back scratched.
Absolutely. Yeah, I haven't stopped. I know what happens if I stop.
Mhm.
I will bid adieu to the master of the saloon. So.
You gotta do that in our house.
Okay.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, we've been on the trail a while.
That's fine. I don't poo no more. It's all good.
Do you miss it?
No, not in the least.
Fair enough.
Would
I was
you?
wondering. Maybe. I don't know. It's like my quiet time. So, you know.
Yeah, so there's like I said, there's not a lot of amenities here. You just got this one sturdy building, a bunch of lean-tos, and these are the only folks you've seen here. Now, he did point down, and you could see where the banks of the river are, just right outside of town. If you go out and look, it's hard to miss. It's a quaint little cabin. Again, it's kind of painted sky blue halfway up, this kind of verdant green middle to the ground. And there is a woman out front in this very well-maintained garden. She's got like a little scythe, and it's just cutting herbs out of her garden. Very sturdy, stout-looking woman.
Hey, why you go talk to her? If not, I can go and put on charm. Hey.
I'm gonna look for just like a random plant of like not knowing anything about them and pluck it.
Okay. Make a luck check.
Okay. Let's do that. Miss it by 1.
That would be poison ivy, sir.
All right. Great.
We'll
have that. And I'll walk up to her with that and like, hey, heard you like these, and hand it to her. We're in need of a boat. Heard you have one.
She looks at it. She doesn't put her hand out for it, and just kind of shakes her head and kind of points over to a compost pile she's got going on.
I'll toss it.
I've only got but the one boat. It's a rowboat. What do you need it for?
To
Some late
hobo
night
our way
sightseeing.
onto a ghost train.
I'm going to try
And
and
that
get
too.
aboard the spirit train.
Yeah. Hey, you know anything about it?
Well, I see it every night.
Yeah.
Well, and she kind of just points out, passes, does a little curve right out there in the water, and disappears after 5 or so minutes.
All right.
You've
We're hoping
never been-
to commandeer a boat and hop onto it that way when it slows down.
Any of you know how to properly row a boat?
No,
Nah.
ma'am.
How hard
No.
can it be?
That was cavalry.
Well, my boat's for hire with me on board because I don't want to lose my boat. I'd be glad to row you folks out there.
That'd be good.
Sure.
That would be
If you're okay
greatly
with that.
appreciated.
What do we owe you for?
She kind of looks all of you up and down, does a double take as she looks over at Dig.
I
$1 each?
$1.
I got $1.
Well, you can swim. I got the only boat around.
I ain't got no dollars. I ain't got no swim either.
I can cover you, Dig. I got a
Well,
scratch.
I guess my boat's for hire then. Train will show up in a few hours. Usually just appears out of nowhere up at this train station. Maybe 5-6 minutes before it starts moving out across the water.
So it goes. I mean, that's what them other guys. They stop at the train station for. So I'm a little confused. Why are we going on a boat when we need to get on a train?
Absolutely, and save $1, ma'am. I don't doubt the fact that we are in demand of your services if we were to take the boat out into the water, but $1—that's a lot of money.
$1 is $1. $1 is $1.
Hey, Dig.
Says
Felix,
the
make me a
man.
personality check.
All right.
I think if you just click personality.
Mhm.
I'm real good at personality too. If you want me to roll it, I got a
The T probably.
I got a 7 in it.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, I mean, some of your friends here, look, they're a little bit better to do than others. You're right. I'm being a little greedy. Quarter apiece. I'll roll you all out there.
Now,
And
I
then we just-
appreciate you backing off from your initial amount, but honestly, it's safer to hop the train at the station than try to hop on in a boat in the water while
Wait.
it's moving.
I'm a little confused here too. I guess that's what I get for not paying attention. Like, if the train goes over the water, I look around. I don't see any tracks going over the water. No bridge or nothing, right?
No, it's
No.
fairy magic.
Yeah.
Let's go in the water.
Hey,
Well, how
Well,
long is this train, though?
Oh, she thinks about it for a minute. Well, there's the engine. There's like a tender that's got all right behind it, but it's not filled with
Tenders,
coal.
number
Usually those are
11.
filled with coal. There's no
it's
coal
because
in
it's
it.
got crazy new fuel. That if you look at it wrong, it blows up the world.
And then it's got 5 cars pulled behind it.
What is that? 16?
Nope, that's 7. 7
You
total.
are one off, my friend.
All right, she said there was an engine, then there was 10 cars, and then there was the other ones.
no, the 5 cars.
Well,
I think you might have a worm in your ear again, Dig. You
Oh.
might wanna-
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it. And I just
I'm just
throw it up
thinking.
and I'll blow
if it's-
real hard, and just a couple maggots go shooting out.
There you go.
I can hear better.
Clear that right up.
Wow.
Now that I'm thinking
That's
about it,
a-
though,
You always sound
so
like that.
If it slows down and go across the water, and it's a train, it's going to be slow when part of it's in the water and part of it's out of the water. So why do we need to go in the water? Why don't we just wait for it to slow down as it hits the water, and then we hop on the part that's not in the water?
I got an idea.
Well, if
Well,
I'm
it goes
understanding
on
what that
top
guy
of the water.
said, it's taking the old bridge that used to be there. So it's going to be above the water. So we're going to have have somebody hop on somebody's shoulders to get on
Oh,
the train
no,
from
sir.
the water.
No, sir. There used to be a bridge here. You're right. You can still see, if you look real close to the water there, you can see some of that structure still under there. But when that train leaves the station, it just goes across the water as if it were plain of glass. It just kind of floats above it.
Mm.
We can
That's
just stand
weird.
on the shore and then hop on as soon as it slows down.
I got the.
I don't know
ultimate
why you
idea.
folks want to get on board the train, but I would assume unless you've got tickets,
What do
I
you
would
know
like to
must be
meet
some
some
kind of
person.
conductor there to check tickets at the station. I'm assuming you're trying to get on the sly.
Well, we could try getting on legit first, I suppose.
Yeah.
All they can say
I
is no.
really
right?
don't care what side I get on.
Well, it doesn't stay there long. It just shows up in the station. You don't see it travel in. You can hear it, and then it just shows up in the station. Maybe 5, maybe 6 minutes, and then it starts just going out. Right, it goes right over those broken tracks, right where that bridge used to be, right near the water, and then it just goes right across the water. It's amazing, really. It's a beautiful sight sometimes.
I mean, it's taken us this long to get here. Check out this ghost train. Another day to just check it out in station. Probably not that bad. Jeff Steve can wait. He's our Siamese friend that passed.
Was it two?
People say
There were
just
2 of them.
Piers.
Well,
Is anyone
two
like-
but one, yeah.
Has anyone seen it appear? Does it just like kind of phase in, or does it like come rolling in and then stop?
I don't know what that word is, sir, but it just, you hear it just like a train we're pulling into a station. You can hear it, but you don't see it coming, and then just suddenly it's there.
Hmm.
All right, guys. I got 2 ideas. These are great ideas.
Oh boy.
Yep.
One, we do with the water thing. We get on the boat. We know the boat goes on the water and the train goes over the water. What we do, one time I read a thing about this thing they do over in like France where they like have people like on like things and like another thing pulls them over the water surface. We get a grappling hook. We get a rope tied to the front of the boat. When the train goes by, we throw it at the boat. No, we throw it at the train.
We're people, not mailbags.
And then the train pulls us with it, and we go across the water, and then we just pull the rope in, and then all we're at the caboose.
All right, so that was one plan. Let's hear the other one.
The other one, we just wait for the train to show up, and if they're just wanting dead folk to show up on the train and go in, like I'm a dead folk. Like I just go up there, like talk to the dead folk conductor ticket person, and be like, "Hey, this is me. My name's Dig because I dig good." And while I'm distracting you, I'll just get on, and then he just lets me on. And then I do a cartwheel because I'm cool.
And I can play the harmonica.
I would pay you $1 to see you do a cartwheel, sir.
I do a
You could use
cartwheel.
$1.
What's that?
You could use $1.
I'm sure he could.
I'm just
No, I
imagining
tried to
the-
do a cartwheel and I just like jump head first into the ground.
I just figured the cartwheel was going to be like Dig just curls up in like a circle, like because if the cartwheel's round.
Hey, were you watching and I done did it?
I'll play a
Yes.
with my harmonica.
Looked like you were trying to eat bugs off the ground with your face.
I don't do that no more.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Is this a one-sided station or two? Is it like one of the stations where people load from both sides? That like it runs
No,
through the middle? or
no,
something?
it just
Or
is
on
one
the
side. Yeah, it'd be
I
on the
didn't
left side. And the
notice-
station isn't much left. Wood was scavenged off of it. There's really not much
like
of a
the
station
tracks
left.
aren't even complete, so like a real train couldn't even come and go from there.
Well, aren't there real trains that run along this track?
Not this
No, the
part.
No,
track's all
it's just a
destroyed.
dead end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's not even a dead end; it's a disconnected station.
Yeah, so the woman is like, yeah, when the silver mine, when it dried up, they pulled up all that iron on that track and reused it for various things. There hasn't been a real train through here in a long time.
Well, I would like to thank you
I
very handsomely for the information, ma'am. Here, and I will give her some cologne.
She sniffs it. She's like, that's a little bit of camphor. That's a little bit of fennel. Well, thank you. I could use this.
I mean,
I'll
really,
take it.
Usually, I
Moving
use it for
forward.
dig here, but
everyone on the frontier does need some cologne. That's true.
Yeah, you've been saying. I've been reading off them bottles. I always says Cologne. Cologne.
I'll tell
Where are
you
you
what,
putting that
you-
G at?
It's
I don't-
It's a
German
silent
French.
G.
I don't get guests out here very often, so well, my offer stands. I'll stay up a little later tonight. I'll leave a lantern out. If you decide you need that boat, I'll be willing to roll you out.
yeah, much
All right.
appreciated.
We might be back if we have that.
If our first
Well,
try
no.
fails, we'll be back.
I've got a stupid, curious idea that might kill me, but I really want to try it.
I like it. I want to
Oh,
watch.
I want to hear about this.
I will see to your destiny if you stupidly die.
If you die, I'll bite
like-
you right before you kick the bucket. That way you can come back like me.
So here's
I
my
think that's
idea.
how it works.
I'm gonna try this. They say this train just appears at the station, so I'm gonna find a bunch of barrels and some wood and stack it up right where the train should appear, and I'm just gonna sit there and wait, and then I'll be in the
Ah.
train.
I'm going to help him immensely.
Timothy,
My God,
For
that's
a-
genius.
for a man who is book learned like yourself, you should be ashamed. They call
I am
it a
running
ghost
back up to the
train,
train station
Timothy.
and finding boxes and barrels and
Ghosts
stacking
don't
them
worry
up.
about barrels and
No.
wood.
You let him do this because I want to see what happens.
Ah,
I'm
I
already
will
getting
assist
things
in this
put in place.
endeavor.
Lord.
Oh yeah.
So
All right.
And if it
Well,
goes
there's
bad,
not much
I
the
gotta
way
spell the
of,
teleport space. So
There's not a lot of in the way of barrels and boxes. As I said, the place has mostly been dismantled, but there's a lot of debris around that you can just
yeah.
fill up, and there's still a little bit of track left, like
Debris
right
and
where
a
it would
smoke
come.
camp chair on top.
Great. Yeah, I got some play.
Dude.
I'm gonna like try and judge based off the height of like where the
Mhm.
loading station is, or like where the height of the the steps
Platform?
going up and all that, where it used to be.
One of my
And then
skills that I took for myself was eyeballing measurements.
Oh, wow.
So I could
okay.
eyeball about how high your average
I'll tell you what,
passenger
why don't-
train would be up off of the ground.
Why don't the both of you guys make me intelligence checks?
Fantastic.
Theodore, you can definitely do this. Well, you can both do it with D20s. Do it as if you
Sweet.
were trained.
Oh, didn't even need my help.
Actually, Felix is a rail man. Why don't you get in on this, Felix? Give me a roll there as well.
Nat 20.
Oh, wow. I didn't know we were
Something tells
cheating
me
today.
you have made your way onto trains before, friend.
All right, so I see a 22 from Tomothew, a 4 from Theodore, a 13 from Felix. Well, from Felix, I was looking for a 15, but since Felix is a railman, I will tell you, Felix, that the remaining track here, this is not old track. This is, they use old bar stock, but someone has carefully maintained the track that's left here. And in your estimation, it's almost exactly long enough for an engine, a tender, and 5 cars.
It's like,
But in order to
15
test this,
short.
I'm going to say one moment, gentlemen, and I'll lean over to the track and I'll lick it. This is actually kind of well maintained here.
I've never liked
You can-
Felix more.
You could actually fit an engine and 5 cars here. That
Well, what
seems
about
pretty
the other
peculiar.
16? No, 10.
They're back at the station. This is a shorter train, Dig.
Oh.
Yeah. They have 2 trains that they run.
Mm.
This is the night train.
Tomothew notices that each of the large iron nails that are rammed in to hold the track down straight, there are sigils on the heads of them, kind of obscured because once it's pounded in, it kind of got smoothed over a little bit. But there are occult symbols on each one of the railroad spikes that are holding these train
Ooh.
ties down.
Okay. Do they give me teleporty vibes?
Your sixth sensibility definitely tells you that they are something. You get your little spidey sense in the back of your head goes off tingling a little bit. Whatever it is active.
Okay. Tomothew's too proud of his idea to not do it, so he's stacking debris. He's gonna find like an old chair somewhere too, and find it and like get it at the top and just sit there.
You know what? I'm
Okay.
going to even use my heavy hammer and I'm going to break some wood for him and help him
Okay.
out because I want to
I
see
didn't
this
know that
fail
was an
miserably.
option.
You guys
get my
start loading up
sledgehammer out
this
and I
bit of
help too.
track with all kinds of debris. And I think Tomothew
I'll be
wants
sure
to
to
sit
not
there on it.
obscure the sigils. I'll leave the sigils open, so it's just kind of like in the middle of the rails.
Okay. All right, good enough.
I'm just
So-
standing at the station watching.
Yeah, so the station's got a little bit of an awning left over, just enough to keep rain off a person, but not really much else. The wood's all been scavenged, all the metal's been scavenged. There's not a lot left of it, but this stage and this little bit of shelter here. Tomothew, where are you?
I'm just sitting like in a old chair I found on top of this pile of debris, like right where I think cabin level would be.
Okay.
Right dead in the center of the tracks.
I'm gonna prepare divine healing just in case.
As I'm like standing there watching, I'm like, I'll just kind of lean over to Buckshot, and I'm just like, just think of how many people just like Tomathrew, just like that, right before they, lit it up and set him on fire.
It's Soul Train, so I either make it on or I die, and then I make it on.
I do like to think that Felix and I are both preparing in different ways. Felix is ready for healing. I got my bib tied on. Like,
Soup's on.
Okay. I assume then you're just going to wait the few hours as the sun starts going down on the horizon.
Sure thing.
Mm-hmm. Seeing a few lights go on, lantern lights get lit down at the little bar. It seems like those two guys do mostly nothing but sit there and drink all night. Cat continues to play his tune. Where's Felix?
I'm keeping an eye on Tomathrew. I want to know if I need to sprint in and put his body back together.
Are you on the track or are you?
Oh, I'm off to the side.
Okay. Well, all of you hear like a distant rumbling. Felix will definitely know what that sound of multi thousands of pounds of rolling steel coming down the line. You're very well accustomed to that feel under your feet. And you kind of look off in the horizon, expecting to be seeing a train, to see a light or something. It feels entirely natural, except for the fact that you can't see the train.
Train's incoming.
All right.
Make yourself right with God, Tomathrew.
Tomathrew, you can actually feel rumbling in the tracks below you a little bit as you sit up on this mess of stuff you've collected here.
You feeling confident in this plan?
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking you got about 2 minutes before it rolls in.
Fantastic. I can wait that long.
All right, fellas. What's the betting pool at that he lives through this?
So where is everyone? Just give me an idea. So if the train were coming in, what's left of the stage would be on like the left-hand side. The right-hand side is just open field, and then maybe 20 feet out is the lake kind of laps against the bit of shore there.
I'll be on the stage with my harmonica playing taps for Tomathrew.
Okay.
Yeah, the same.
As much of a prick as I'm being, Bert, I'm gonna I want to prepare myself so if I can sprint and tackle him off of the pile so he doesn't get killed.
Okay. But are you on the stage side or on the field side?
Stage side.
Okay. And how about Rufus?
Rufus is going to be on the stage side, but what I'm going to be doing is watching, because I don't know if our friend's soul is already supposed to be on this train or if he's boarding here. So I'm watching to see any souls approaching, and if I see our friend, I'm going to try to interfere with him getting on the train.
Yeah, that's a good one. Theodore, where are you?
As I say, on the stage, playing
on the stage.
A funeral dirge for Tomathrew.
Okay.
Yep.
Where's Dig?
And Dig?
all right, there next to Felix. I think we're racing. But I'm just waiting to run in and get some bits to snack on.
Okay.
I do have a branding iron laid across my lap as well.
So Felix, the sound and feel of an approaching train is very strong. Those train ties below you, Tomathrew, are starting to sing out a little bit as if a massive amount of steel were on them coming down the line. And then just suddenly there's a train, it's tender, and cars there coming in at roughly 20 miles an hour as it slows down. let's see, how many D6 is Tomatthew and all the stuff that you stuck in the track thrown into the area? I'm going to treat this like a dynamite explosion. If you're
like
out
it.
in the field, you are going to be within 2 blast radius. If you are on the stage, I'm going to say it's 3 because you got a little bit of cover. Tomatthew, you're taking the full explosion.
So I have a question, which is, can I do a reflex to cast one of my spells?
No, you are definitely taken by surprise here.
All right, that's fine.
I tell you what, no, you can make a luck check. If you make it,
Okay.
You just have the feeling of impending doom before it disappears.
Ooh.
Okay.
Good.
I passed my luck
Okay.
check. And then I want to cast a branding iron because my mercurial effect is I teleport in a random direction, a D percentile feat.
Okay, then you will teleport immediately as all of the stuff is just blown away, as if a train just ran full into it, going 15, 20 miles an hour or so.
It says roll a D8 for direction. I'm not sure if it's like...
Yes, fine.
Oh,
If you roll a 1, you're going to go into the drink. Everywhere else, you're safe.
Okay. I'm teleported 50 feet away.
Okay. And roll a D8. Oh, you rolled it a 6. You're
And
fine.
then I got a 6.
Yeah. So it's basically off to the field.
Okay.
All right. The rest of you, though, are showered with debris. So let's see. I'm going to say, we'll be nice and say 15 miles an hour. So 5, 3, 6. Okay. So
Remember that time
All
Joe
right.
killed the party?
yeah, Joe's really good about killing the party.
Yes, he's really good at it. He's better at killing his own character. I'm kind of surprised it didn't go that way.
Okay. Everyone who is on the field on the right-hand side takes 11 points of damage as wood shatters, pieces of steel go flying through the air.
Is that the on the field? What about the stage
on the
side?
field.
'Cause
That was a field.
The
Felix,
field,
where
not
were you?
stage
Field or
side.
stage?
Stage.
Oh, good. I'm still all right.
You don't get to know on me today, Felix.
Okay, and so
Hmm.
on the stage
see.
side, you're going to take 7 points of damage. Either one, you can make a reflex save. If you save for half, round down, as you're able to hit the dirt as all this stuff starts flying through the air.
Nice.
Why?
What is the DC on this save?
10. I mean, it's not like you didn't have plenty of time to hear that train.
Ow.
I just want to put it out there. After that damage, I still got 15 hit points.
That was like half my health. But I failed my save.
Tomatthew, you're teleporting 50 some odd feet away, means you're safe, of course, as is usual for your characters. Kill the party and you're safe.
Yep. I start running back.
All right, is anyone gravely injured?
I got half my HP left. I'm fine.
I forget.
You got
Moderately
like wooden
sore.
shrapnel sticking out of you,
Yeah.
slivers of steel and metal. Got cranked upside the head by the hoop of a barrel.
Do we want to roll high or low? Sorry.
So to
wanna
make
roll
a save, you want to roll as high as you can on that.
Oh, okay.
You got a
wouldn't
10.
wanna
You're
roll
fine. You
on-
made a 10.
It's a
You made a
luck check,
10,
Brad.
so you save for
That's
half.
3 damage.
Round down is going to be 5 if you were in the field. 3 if you were on the stage.
Okay.
And just
I'm running
as
back, huffing a little bit. Like,
the
didn't work, guys.
train just appears out of nowhere, it is sleek. It is brass and steel. It is burnished. It looks so newfangled. Like something right out of those. What were they at the time? They weren't dime novels. They were what were they called?
Penny something.
Penny
What is it?
Dreadfuls. Right? Yeah. Very Jules Verne-esque. Otherwise, Felix, I mean, it brings you back. You smell, the smell of oil, the smell of what you don't smell though, which is a little
the
confusing
coal
to you.
smoke.
This coal smoke. You don't smell coal.
But do I hear like boilers releasing or anything like that either?
No, not
Okay.
at all. And as it stops, each of the doors from the 5 cars in the back all open up, and then just coming out of the ground, coming out of the hills, spirits just start to flow down into the train station. A very tall man wearing a dark uniform with silver and brass bits on it, buttons and whatnot. A conductor's hat comes out. He's holding up a lantern high, and it kind of highlights his face, which is very gaunt and very angular. Does remind you a little bit of Dig, except he's not disfigured.
Yeah, want me to go
He
distract him
pulls
so
out a
you can
pocket
sneak on?
watch, and he starts looking at a pocket watch as these spirits just start streaming into the cars. Now, Rufus, you said you're looking for your friend. Give me a luck check. There is not like a perception check in DCC. Luck is usually what's used for this. So you want to roll less than your luck. Okay. The spirits are coming in so packed, and there's so many of them, that if your friend's in there, you just can't keep sight. But what you do see is there's a number of folks that look like they're soldiers, lots of wounds, like amputees, missing arms, missing legs, that sort of thing. You see a pack of children just all tumbling into one cab as well. But just a whole host of these spirits is coming all out of the place. Conductor's looking around. He sees you folks around, and he's looking at all the debris that was caused by your roadblock. And he goes around front to check to see how the engine is.
Rufus,
Hello,
climb
Mr.
on board.
President.
Sorry.
It's-
Rufus goes on board. As soon as he goes around the front, I'm getting on.
All right.
Yeah.
So there are again, there are 5 cars, a tender, and an engine. What are you trying to get on board? The engine, you don't see any doors, and no door opened on the engine.
I'll go in the very back car.
Very back
I was
car.
gonna say
Okay.
I'm a caboose man.
That's the
myself,
car
so
where
that's
all
a
these
good
wounded
advice.
soldiers are getting on board.
I'll
So
get
Rufus,
in.
you just kind of get in line.
I'll
I-
follow in with Rufus.
I need to
Likewise.
touch. I need to touch
Amos?
the engine.
Okay.
I want
You go
to
around.
inspect it.
Oh, you're a holy man. You touch the engine and give me a personality check, please. Okay. You feel very uneasy. Like there's something very unholy about this. And it doesn't, it makes you squirm a little in the stomach. Something's just, not only is it not right, it feels very, very unchristian.
All right. I'll run back and report to my compatriots.
Unholy, you say, and I step on.
Where do you step on, Tomatthew?
Whichever
Rufus
car
and
does
Amos
not
are
have the
heading for
kid.
the last car. Where are you heading?
Whichever car does not have the kids, like the farthest car from the kids.
Okay, you're heading on the same one, then the furthest car out. Okay.
Okay.
Dig, Theodore?
I go on the caboose. I'm a caboose man. But
Right,
I
last
want to
car.
tell Felix it's fine if you think it's unholy. I got a lot of holes in me. So, like, it'll balance out like scales. Like that. Just like that.
Oh, sweet, sweet Dig. Don't ever change.
I don't think I can. Like,
No,
it's
I
not
don't
the
either.
deal.
I don't either, but that's
Mhm.
okay.
I just own the one pair of clothes.
Come on, Dig.
All you need.
On the go.
So all of you kind of pack in line with all of these soldier souls that are loading into the last car. And the drunk miner who's saying that they were the most polite and orderly bunch of people you've ever seen wasn't kidding. All the souls line up without hassling each other. They all quickly move into the cars. And you catch the conductor just as you get in the car. The conductor's coming around. He's looking at his watch. And just as he clicks the stem of it, the doors slam closed. And the caboose, or the whole train, starts slowly moving. Give me just a second to get to this. So as you guys enter the car, and you're all in the same car, It is hot as hell in here. It's filled with smoke, and now you smell coal fire, Felix. You didn't smell it on the outside. And
Oh,
there's just
that
a
ain't,
haze
that ain't coal
in here.
fire. That ain't coal fire.
There's dozens of these souls now looking a lot less like souls and looking a lot more flesh and blood that you're in here now. They're not all hazy and they're not all like see-through anymore. They look very much like living people, at least to your minds. All of them have evidence of battle wounds with missing limbs, arms, hands, fingers, all kinds of things. And there's a figure stoking this fire, and it's not for the engine, Felix. It is there's a small crucible, anvil, and forge here, and this person has got these big metal tongs and big leather gloves and pulling out this burning piece of iron, and she's hammering at it, and you see around her that there are lots of artificial limbs that she's working on. And I do say she, as she turns to you, the hair kind of flings up. She pulls off the mask that she's wearing to keep that fire from the furnace off. And, it's just all stained in soot. And kind of looks at you folks. And she's about to say something to you when the car doors close. And she's like, well, I was going to warn you all that you probably shouldn't be here, but it's too late now. Might as well.
Why is that?
Once this train starts moving, there's no stopping it until it reaches the station.
Where does the station go?
Isn't that how trains work?
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly how trains work. This one's no different. The stations just don't happen to be on, well, the Earth, the terra firma that you're familiar with. We visit many places. We go into the spirit world. Any of you acquainted with that?
Somewhat.
Heard of it?
I was there
Sometimes
once.
by
This
accident.
lady, like Mother Muller, she was like, "Hi there," and I'm like, "No thanks."
My name's Sarah, and I wish I had time to talk to you more, but I've got to get these gentlemen straight before their stop comes. And they can't enter their particular paradise unless they're whole of limb, and I'm doing what I can. I'm behind. So if you excuse me, she puts back the
Would
visor
you like
on.
a hand, ma'am? I'm a veterinarian. Great. I know a thing or two about.
Do you want to check them for worms?
I know a thing or two about anatomy.
I never
Okay,
make
well, you
one. She
offered to
didn't
help.
do anything.
Okay.
Bert?
Well, she points to some heavy leather gauntlets and some visors. Says, well, yeah.
Bert?
You-
I would like to sanctify this car that we're in.
Okay.
Ooh.
How are you doing that? I mean, like, are you casting a particular spell, or are you just gonna say a blessing upon the car?
No, I'm going to be doing a spell.
Okay.
I see
What do you wanna
Thomas do that. He does it with his wiggly fingers.
That I do. It's kind of the same thing, but from a different place.
Kentucky.
You gotta be careful about there.
Very, very south in Kentucky.
Kentucky
All right. So we
Fried
got
Magic.
Amos helping out Sarah. She's having you pull out the raw steel out of the burning furnace as she starts hammering away. I'm going to have you make a roll here in a bit to see if you're a help or hindrance.
Sure. Sure.
Felix pulled out his holy book, is about to do something spell-like, beseeching the Lord for something.
I've got
Rufus.
I've got coal ash that I'll like rub in certain spots.
What's Rufus doing?
Rufus is going to take a swig from his jug that he carries with him everywhere, and use some jug magic. And particularly, he's going to try to use the little shine sight, where basically he gets the ability to see into all spectrums, looking to see if there's anything hidden from view back here.
Okay. I'll have you guys can go ahead and do the rolls that you need, and I'll come back to you, and you can tell me what your results are. Theodore, what are you doing?
Well, while this work goes on, assuming these are all Civil War era soldiers, I'll start playing the Battle Hymn of the Republic on my harmonica.
Okay. Dig?
I don't know. If that lady wants to hit something hard, I can hit something hard. If not, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna try to open the door to the next car because, like, I ain't see that one person, Steve, whatever his name is, in here.
Jeff Steve.
Jeff
Yeah.
Steve, that's it.
That's a good point. So you actually do take a look around to see if you can find Jeff Steve, your boon companion, who probably Thomas you killed, and you just know you guys the rest of you just didn't know it.
Hey,
Causality
not out
is one of
'cause
those-
Jeff
I wanna
Steve's got
try.
done 2 heads, so
Causality is one of those messy things. Can't really tie it in any one particular thing.
Is that your way of saying you can't prove it?
Yeah.
no, it doesn't fit. You gotta quit.
Just like he's a self-made orphan.
Thomas, what are you doing?
I am keeping my eyes peeled for because the lore thing I learned at the beginning was that there were lore masters and that might know some occult secrets. So I'm looking for anyone that kind of pings on my radar as that sort of deal. Seems anyone I can learn from.
Other than your sixth sense, are you using anything to determine that, like a spell or otherwise?
Not a spell, just kind of looking people over, like visually browsing. Also with sixth sense, but not a particular spell.
Okay. We're gonna start with Amos. Amos, you're helping out. You're
Yeah.
basically fetching stuff for her as she's pulling out the iron, starting to fashion things. I think.
Probably up with measurements and other things too. I think
Are you trained in that? You said you're a
Well,
veterinarian, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. She's making limbs. You got an idea of how to eyeball certain things. You can give me a full D20 on that and base it on intelligence. So for every 5 points over 10 that you make, I'm going to give her a plus to what she's doing.
I got a 10. Or well, I got a
Right,
12.
so plus
so-
one. Yeah,
yeah.
it's plus one. So you're being a help. Not much of one, but you're being a help. You keep trying to measure for like a cat or a cow or something, and it's just not the same.
Horse.
No.
Yeah.
Tomathu, you're taking a good look around. Give me a luck check.
Right at 13. That is my luck. Does it have to be roll under or equal to?
Nope, at or under is fine.
Okay.
Okay, so just looking around, these soldiers, you heard Theodore maybe contemplating, and he's playing his harmonica. These are not Civil War soldiers. These are actually more modern militia. Yeah, I mean, just from you looking around. But as far as your sixth sense pinging off, whatever Sarah's doing to stoke the furnace and to make this gear is got a little bit of magic involved in it.
Okay.
Dig, you go to the door.
Yep.
It is thick steel, and it does not open to your turning of the handle.
I look around it, like, see if there's like a button or whatever.
You see,
Something
there's
that'll
a
make this door
keyhole.
open.
There's a keyhole.
I go up to Sarah while I'm watching her work and like look around her like work area and herself. See if I see any keys.
Okay. Make me a luck check.
You got it. I'm great at luck. Oh no, I got a 9. I'm okay at luck. Oh, I failed. Oh,
Okay. You do not see any keys, but she's wearing a really thick leather apron. It might just be on her hip, but you can't see it, and it's not laying next to her.
Okay. Someone in the vicinity like that's thinking gooder than me. I'm on point. Like we need a key to get on to the next area.
As
Okay.
I'm playing my harmonica, I'll point my head to Rufus and his magic jug.
I go to Rufus. Rufus, I hate to interrupt your hooting, but we need a key to move it forward.
Rufus kind of looks at you. His eyes are all bleary now, and he's kind of looking around. And yeah, anything invisible, anything outside of the visible spectrum should be revealed. So I'm looking around to see if there's anything that could help us exit.
All right, so nothing that is rendered invisible or hidden that you're seeing, although much like Tom with you, this woman's gear seems to have something extra about it. And actually, Tom with you, I'll give this to you. You have heard of smiths that are able to create occult devices without having the same kind of practicing that you do. They're able to make very wondrous devices that have all kinds of sorts of power. You've maybe ran across it a time or two. Sarah is definitely one of those folks. And some of her gear that's laying next to her is highly suggestive of this. There's a set of goggles, a duster that looks like shimmers a little bit there. And there's this blunderbuss looking device that's got kind of a bellow on it. And it's all just kind of stacked up in the corner as she's put on her work gear. Felix, what are you casting, or what did you cast?
Sanctify.
Okay, and what was your result?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. 11.
You get to add your level and your personality to it.
So 12.
Okay, and what is the result in the chart for that?
Result is bless an area 15-foot square, making it safe and comfortable for resting, no matter the chosen location. We can rest in hostile environments. Random encounter chances are halved, and attempts at stealth against those resting in the area suffer a 1 die penalty. The miracle lasts exactly 8 hours.
Okay. All right. Actually,
I need to roll the manifestation too. I'm sorry. So faint white aura covers the area of the miracle before slowly fading away.
So as you're doing this, and since you're a Christian holy man, all the soldiers kind of take a knee. Well, those that have knees. And they kind of start, because you're using probably a little bit of passages from the Bible in there too, as you're beseeching this, and they kind of right along with you. And as you bring the spell to an end, there's this chorus of amens at the end of it as you finish off. And they look tired. They definitely looked like they've been. They were just in a war. All of them have these tragic injuries. So, but now they're a little bit more relaxed.
God bless, brothers. God bless. And then I'll have a seat.
Okay.
I'm tired.
Okay. The train. You've been in here. It's been maybe 10 minutes. Train starts to pick up a great deal of speed. Felix, this train's running a lot smoother than any train you've ever been on, but you still have that feeling of velocity and speed, a great deal of it, as it just picks up speed. It's going along. You don't have that feeling of that rumble that the train, as the train connects to the tracks and there's a kind of up and down motion. Don't hear that at all. It's all very, very smooth.
It's demon train is what this is. Demon train.
As I'm helping Sarah, I'm just like, and not slowing down the work at all. I'm just like, so what can you tell me about this train? You seem to kind of know what's going on here.
Okay. There's actually a break as with your help and the fact that Felix has kind of calmed the tension down in the train. She's able to work a little bit less harried. Make me a personality check, and then what's your opening? What do you ask her?
Well, so I dropped something on her foot. God, gee. Felix. Very sorry, ma'am. I was gonna ask what you know about the train. You appear to be here very often.
Yeah. we run nearly every night. Not every night, but nearly every night. I mostly make sure that everything is running smoothly and all. You're on board the Garian, if you didn't know.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Got a name now. That's good. That's more than we had. We're here looking for the soul of our friend of ours that passed.
Now, I know it's
Oh,
not
well.
polite to ask a lady this, but are you alive or dead?
Oh, I'm very much alive, but that is a good question. All the passengers are the departed, except for you folks. And as I was saying earlier, I'm sorry I couldn't warn you before the doors closed, but this is not an amicable place for those of the living. We're, if you can kind of wrap your mind around it, and I see you are a learned man, and kind of she's waiting for a name.
Timothy.
Timothy. Amos, you introduced yourself when you went to help her. We're traveling through the spirit world, and let me back up just a little bit. Are you aware of the problem that's going on in the territories right now? Souls not being able to go on to their just rewards, kind of caught in a limbo.
Maybe you heard something
Heard a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly why you're here, because your friend Soul is. Yeah.
Yes, we did hear about that.
Well, the powers that be decided that if they weren't going on, they needed a little help to be passed along. And I mean, there's some folks after 7 days a night that have the power to help souls move along, but there's precious few of them. And the powers that be, the state government, and a little bit of help from the the Latter-day Saints here. We created this train. We're chauffeuring these souls along to their afterlives. It's all we can do. There's some groups out there preying on these souls, using them for something. I think it's a power source of some sort. But we're getting them to where they belong. And every night, a different group of souls show up. I don't know what the enchantment exactly is, but they seem to come in certain groups, and every night we go to a different paradise or hell, if you want to call it that.
Oh. So,
but I'm sorry, folks. Now that you're on board, you're kind of stuck. We're not in the natural world anymore. As a matter of fact, she kind of pulls out a stopwatch, and just as she's looking at it, she kind of 3, 2. You all feel it. There's some kind of subtle change that happens, and you feel it deep in your guts and your bones, like you just passed through something. Theodore, you're used to this. You've just passed the veil. You've just sidestepped to the other side.
Oh dear.
Well, from here on out to the end of the run, we are in the plains of the beyond, folks. There's no departing the plane, departing the train. The stops, we stop at each of the kingdoms of heaven, hell, or whatever these folks believe in, that is their just rewards. And if your soul doesn't belong there, it's not exactly good for you to depart, especially enrobed in flesh as you are.
Mine is like a give or take.
Is there like a circuit or anything? Like, when do you circle back to here?
Yeah.
Well,
how you get back?
There's a certain magic about the train. The end of the line is Perdition. Once we reach it, the train is plummeted into the fires of hell, and it's dissolved, and it rematerializes back onto the earth for the next run.
Safely, right?
Well, those of us that make the run, yeah, but I can't account for you. You're not part of the spell.
That's easy. Tommy, you fix it. Go ahead and do your spell wiggly fingers.
Yeah. Anyone that's involved in that spell casting thing on board the train here at the
Does
moment?
that mean, Sarah, that you are a spirit bound to the train?
Oh no, I'm a living, breathing person, but I am caught up in the spell.
That's weird. Felix, what do you got for this?
This train is literally going to end in hell. Last stop.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. Put in a word.
You talk to your guy.
You talk to your guy.
Who cast the
That's
spell for this train?
Yeah. So
Is
what
it
do
one
you
of
say?
those Latter-day Saint types that cast that spell? Is there anyone on board that can modify or recast that spell?
I'm afraid not. There's we do have a hoodoo woman on board, but she's her magic's very different. Yeah, it was it was Mr. Young and a few others that created this contraption, created the spell. I
who's
just
Mr.
I just
Young?
can't speak for what's going to happen to you. You weren't woven into it. Theodore, you go across the veil yourself a few times. You're fairly certain you could get yourself out. Although the intricacies of moving yourself across the veil on a speeding train, what would exactly happen to you when you stepped across? You're not exactly sure of that either.
Yes, I do suppose I could step us back through veneer into the mundane, but I would have to insist that we be already stopped when that happens.
Oh, it's easy now. Hey, lady, any more stops coming up?
Well, we've got 5 stops, and then the last stop is Perdition. The first one coming up here. Well, she looks at her watch. We got about 10 minutes before we reach it. Palace of Judgment Station.
So, do you happen to know anything or hear anything about what has been happening that's keeping spirits from being able to cross without your services?
No, we're just we're here to alleviate the problem, but we don't know how to stop it or what's causing it. There's some conjecture that it's some large cult.
Cults be like that.
Cast a
Yes,
mighty
they do,
spell that
Tom.
caused
Do
the
they
problem.
not?
Yeah, some of them.
Card carrying
Wait,
member, Tomathew.
This
At
is
least
your fault,
5 different
Tomathew.
cults.
Do you know where
This
else?
train has a bit of a weird ring for holy construction, as your story described.
Make me a personality check here.
Okay. I have a boon. I don't think I can spend that to reroll a 1, though, right?
Not on a fumble. Yeah.
You get that nuke that hex.
Yeah, you can get rid of your hex with that boon, but you can't get rid of the 1.
Okay.
All right. So the way that you say that, you think that she might know a little something on that, but she took offense at how you said it. So she's like, "Well, I can't really speak to that."
Do you have any idea, like, where else we're stopping?
Well,
Or
yeah,
how long you've got?
I read the itinerary right for tonight. We're going to be Palace of Judgment, like I said. 15 minutes in between Apple Tree Station after that. Celestial Majesty. Well, none of you would probably have any idea what any of this is. Tomathew might. You can roll me an intelligence check. Is anybody else got religion as a background? And I don't mean specifically Christian religion. I mean like religions as a thing.
Only an 8.
Some of the names are like, yeah, you might have read about those things in different textbooks. There are different ideas of paradise for different peoples.
Okay.
Do we know?
Knowing our
what-
friend, which stop would he be on?
Felix, ask your question real quick. Sorry.
That's exactly what faith was our buddy. Do we know?
You tell me. What faith was your buddy?
He was.
Or what did he believe in, more importantly?
Look, I supply the starting details. I leave the rest to you.
He was. What's the anti-Catholic? Is that Baptist?
Lutheran?
That's Lutheran. He is Lutheran. That's what it is.
They're both pretty anti-Catholic when you think about it, but
I know there's something about windows. Other than that, I ain't know nothing.
Well, honestly, with this group, as far as you know, he's going straight to hell.
Gonna have to go to that last stop, I think.
Wait.
Do
So
we know?
like you say, like people like these are like the soldiers that got like their limbs chopped off and stuff. What are the other ones like? Is each one like themed like a
I don't know
menu?
how the schedule's actually made. I think it's part of the enchantment. But yeah, each night we seem to attract a certain group of folks. And, I'm not real big on my religion.
Fair.
I know the place that we have coming up is, all those Chinese laborers that worked on the railway. Back when everything started working out, this
Mhm.
Palace of Judgment Station is one of their afterlives, I believe.
Well, that's not Justy because he doesn't believe no hard work. So
Wasn't there a bunch of kids going to one of the cars?
Probably going to Apple Tree Station. I'd never been there before. It's got a nice name to it, though.
It does.
I figured
but
they
don't
would
know
go to
why.
hell.
So we know where we're leaving bench.
It's not Apple Tree Station, I hope.
No.
maybe some kind of like folk hero there. Like,
Want to know some cosmic horrors, kids? Uncle Bench will tell you all about it.
Tommy's
say-
like, how do you all feel about the word cult?
There's still time to get your ticket revoked.
I say, Miss, we have a problem, and I've always heard that when you have a problem, you take it up right to the very top. Now, is there a captain on this train that we could speak with, an engineer, someone that is in charge of things? Who would that
The
be, and how would we get an audience with them?
Buckshot,
Well,
I
of
gotta
course.
tell you, captains are for boats.
I'm saying a top person, whoever that is. Work with me.
Well, yeah, of course. He's in the engine right now.
How do we get up
I mean,
there? Is there a way to go on up that way?
Well, it's not safe to go between the cars while we're moving. After we make the first stop, it's 5 minutes or so stopover. Sure, I can take you up there. I mean, I don't know how he's going to react though. You're kind of you're not supposed to be here.
Am I supposed to be here?
No, you're not supposed to be here. I mean,
What
you're
about
not
Theodore?
exactly alive, but you're not exactly dead either. You're kind of
That's
in
right.
that
I done
in-between.
punched that mother ball right in things and the leg. I got out of there.
So I'd be happy to
Are
take
you
you.
speaking in tongues right now, Dig?
No, it's just regular.
He's got
talk right
Boonhauer dialect.
there. It is. I'm channeling Double D from our
Yeah.
what is that game? Bert and Joe were in it. I
Holler.
don't fucking know. Oh, that's it.
Well,
So,
I'm not afraid of scaring any train man, so let's go talk to him.
yes, I'm sure he's a very normal train man that conducts a train that
Trade
Start to stop your
man.
Let me ask: is this? He's not alive like you, right? He's one of the departed.
Oh wait,
Hmm,
I
maybe
got
a
another question
personality
for
check.
Sarah.
I'm sorry, sir. I missed that. What?
We
Said,
were
make
talking
a
about train
personality
man.
check.
Yes.
Hold on,
Sarah, I gotta
yeah,
know.
Lucas, make a personality check. Hold on just a second, Chuck.
Yeah, you got it.
Answer is a personality check for Rufus.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so- all right. 13.
Okay, yes, good enough. I suppose he wouldn't be considered to be alive. I'm not exactly clear if he's a created being, but I know there was a great deal of sorcery that went into bringing him into existence. And I can
Sounds
tell you
healthy.
that the conductor, Mr. Grimm, who you probably saw at the station there checking everyone in, Mr. Grimm is most definitely, much like your friend here, pointing at Dig.
Wait, it's me.
Hmm.
Hello.
Hmm?
He done
There's a
punched
few
my
other
mom
folks
back
on
in
board
thing,
that
too.
are fully fleshed like ourselves.
Oh, so many flesh. Anyway, I gotta ask: is the one guy, the President Lincoln, on board?
I'll stop playing as I listen for this.
Asking the important questions.
Yeah, it's it.
Hmm.
And if he is, does he have a hole in his hat?
Other than Dig, everybody else make me luck checks.
Oh, I'm exempt.
She
Yeah.
pauses for a minute when you ask that. And she's like, I'm not sure why you would ask that. No, President Lincoln isn't bored.
Because they're Lincoln fanboys in here, and like he did good, but I'm not. I don't. I think I
Those
was
of you
dead
that-
in a hole at that time.
Those of you that made your luck checks catch the expression of like shock on her face, and you don't feel like she's lying. It's more like Dig touched on something.
Oh,
I got a natural one.
Yeah, I mean that's
well,
it.
if it's a luck check,
yeah, you don't think she's lying.
fantastic.
But bringing up Lincoln brought up something else in her mind, and she kind of had to rethink for a minute before she said anything
I
Do you
knew
know
it.
something about Lincoln?
about Lincoln.
Here he's
No.
a fan of theater.
I do understand that's where he was shot. Yes.
Well,
Well, I guess we're just waiting for this door to open.
Well, as I said, when we come to the first stop, I'll open it. I'll open this up. I'll take you through. It's just very dangerous to go while the train's moving. I'm not going to stop you if you want to go. And she kind of looks down at the watch. We got about another 5 minutes before we come into the station.
So, like, math. How much time do we get? Like, so it's like 5 minutes per stop, and there's like 17 stops. Like, how much
There's-
time between stops?
What is it with you and 17?
Because
Oh,
of the
that's the-
tender
how many-
car.
It's the tender car. There's 10 of them.
But they're all stacked on top of each other, so it only counts as one. Dig.
Oh, I didn't know it was vertical math. I thought it was horizontal math. Shit. There goes my. God damn it. Now, you all talk. I'm done with this.
So there's about 15 minutes of travel time before each stop, and they stop for 5 minutes at each station.
Okay. This is
what
a
she
short
tells you,
train run.
unless something goes wrong. Sometimes the schedule is not exact, but we try to keep to a tight schedule.
Like something being in the way of the tracks, maybe.
Oh,
Well, that didn't stop it at all.
Yeah. They're like spirits that get all rowdy about going to their afterlife that they're supposed to.
It's happened on occasion, but we're also, as I said, we're passing kind of through the spirit world, and sometimes things happen to the train or try to board the train, much like you did while we were on the earth. But there are things in the near. Also, we'll try to get on board every once in a while.
Well, that sounds bad.
But I'm supposed to be here.
Well, it's up to you. You can wait the 5 minutes. If you want to risk going between the cabins, I won't stop you. I'll unlock the doors if you want.
Hey,
I'll
Felix,
give you the key.
Yes.
you think you could fix me up here, bud?
What did you do?
I took a face full of debris that someone did not have the kind courtesy to also take to the buttocks.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Tom with you.
Wait, we.
You can just it's the lay on hands thing.
Yeah, but I've also got Holy Sponge.
Oh, I don't know what that is, and it sounds exciting.
Are you there for it?
Basically, it can be a group heal if, like, you can get. I can do one d4 people. All right, let's give this a whirl. What could possibly go wrong?
That's a good roll.
That's
That
good.
is pretty good.
17's a good
I mean,
roll.
what, an 18?
Yes,
Add your level?
18. Infuse this magic sponge with divine healing. Allow it to be used by anyone not walking the path of the damned. Caveat. Giving them the ability to recover 1 class hit die worth of hit points when applied directly to the wound. Wounded allies can only be healed once with this sponge per day.
That's
This
fine.
lasts 3 turns. Now I need to roll the effect.
No,
The sponge manifests by way of 2 cherubs appearing and dropping a glowing sponge into my hands. Boom.
special delivery.
I see what you mean by unwanted visitors.
They've got Acme printed on their on their butts.
It's right on the diaper.
I have no shame. I'm just going to grab it and slap it on the spot where I like took a barrel hoop to the head. Oh, that's better. Maybe. Probably not.
I have a question. Before we pull into
It's
the
slightly
station,
better.
Before we pull into the station, we're having a bit of a debate on how the train is propelled. Some said some sort of spiritual influence. I personally think there's a contraption that's somewhat dangerous. Do you have any insight to that, miss?
You've already rolled your personality check with her. She's just taking a dislike to you. Could be the smell of the alcohol on your breath. And she's like, yeah, we don't use coal in the firing station. She kind of fidgets a bit. I can't say as I'm very. I'm not completely on board with what we are using for fuel. I think it's a bit of a desecration, but it seems to do the trick, and it's the only way that this train can transverse the veil into the near. So it is what it is.
Well,
I have a
what
feeling
is
it's whoever's
what it
left on
is?
board at the end.
Oh, no, we're not sacrificing people. That would be horrendous. She looks completely affronted at Timothy, who's probably like, oh, you're probably just you're just chucking the babies into the furnace, aren't you?
I like that.
I
You got that
wow,
furnace full of
glad to run
kids
magic
right down
train.
the road.
Powered by some orphans.
Just the quick
Go,
aside.
go, orphans.
Just a quick
Mhm.
aside. Who else needs the sponge for healing?
I'm immune.
I need 3 hit points worth, so I could take a swab, I suppose.
All right. So it looks like you roll your
Class hit die, yeah.
your class hit die.
And that's what you take back.
4. So yeah, that's
And
max
Felix, you may be gratified to know that even here in the spirit world, your heavenly Father can bestow miracles upon you.
out in the
Was
form of
there a
acne
doubt?
cherubs.
I have mine.
He created everything. Of course he's gonna be able to drop me a sponge here. That's just ridiculous.
What
Why
does
does
this
this
thing run on?
Rufus, what do you need some help there, buddy?
Sure, I'll take a swab. I need 3.
Yep, you just roll your class's hit dice, and that's how much you get back.
Dang
oh,
it.
wow.
Nice.
Yeah, hellbillies are stout.
They got
They
to
gotta
be able
be.
to drink all that hooch.
All right, so this is just moments past as you're doing all this, but she's still offering. If you want to take her keys, I'm not going to stop you from wandering. It's just dangerous, is all. You can wait the 5 minutes, and we can go on.
Well, it's up to you all.
I'm fine exploring now, if you all are.
Sure thing.
Are all these trinkets that are painting all fancy like behind you yours?
Oh yeah, some of my own inventions.
What do those do? Pointing at the goggles.
Oh well, they allow me to see special bands of radiation and electricity, things that are obscured or hidden from sight. They're really great for that. The duster, I'm very proud of. It's as weightless as silk, but it's like wearing a steel coat on you. It'll stop most bullets.
Respectable.
Interesting.
Can we do like a quick? How many cars can we walk through at this stop in 5 minutes.
Oh, well, they're only like 10 feet long, so you can go through all of them.
Okay. Yeah, gonna call out our buddy's name and as we're walking.
Okay, so you're deciding to go while the train's moving then.
No. When the train stops. No.
Okay. Well, there was a consenting opinion there. I think Theodore wanted to start.
Well,
Right
I was prepared to move ahead if everyone else was, but if we wish to stop, I am.
My concern is we are on a time clock. I'd be happy to go like poke my head through the thing, see how much, like how bad it actually is.
You want me to back you up, Dig?
I would appreciate that.
All right.
I want to watch.
It's only
Okay, so-
fair. We watched when we thought you were gonna die.
I'll start
She
playing
shrugged.
taps on my harmonica again.
She shrugs and under her breath says, "Well, I mean, if you die, you'll just come back as a passenger, I suppose." She hands you the key.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
So Dig, you're the one who opens the door between.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so in between is about roughly a 3-foot gap before the door of the next one, and below you can see, well, a lot of nothing. But that nothing's passing by at incredibly high speeds.
Okay.
There's definitely a feeling of a very quick motion all around you. You step out. It's just Dig, right?
Yeah, I'm doing the scouting on this one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Dig, you come to the next kind of door and you kind of peer in, and there are a bunch of Native Americans kind of in this next car that you're looking through. They all seem to be studying something. They're all watching. You're not exactly sure. They're doing something in there.
Okay. But I'm able to get to the next car without any trouble.
Well, do you want to step through over the gap, the 3-foot gap? I'm just saying
Yeah.
what you can see at the window.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to step by the gap. Yeah.
Okay, make me a reflex check, please.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm ready to grab Dig if he.
Do you step outside as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I pulled a 16. I'm doing good.
Okay. Well, 2 things are going to happen here. One, Dig, you are able to cross the gap. You have to do it like just a little skip jump because there's nothing
Sure.
really to safely stand on. There's just
Yeah.
a tie between the two. So you just do a little hop and you're over. Your key fits just fine in this door. You can go through it if you want. Amos, however, as you open the door and you may still be half in, half out. You're ready to grab Dig. You don't feel so good.
Okay.
Here, I want to do this right. So let me look this up real quick. Okay. Yeah, you're not sure what it is. It just could be the impression of speed, and it's like blazing lights passing back and forth all over the train, and there seems to be some kind of haze around the train that just makes everything really just confusing, and it feels just so off. Dig just didn't really look around.
Fair.
I feel like we're on like the Wonka boat.
A little bit.
Okay. Amos, I want you to make me a grit check.
All right.
This isn't too bad. It's just an 8. You're fine.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just very disconcerting, Amos. It's just this incredible feeling of moving around at it's such a high rate of speed. It just sets you off a little bit. You feel a little seasick, but you're able to tamp down on it. Meanwhile, Dig, you've just gotten over to the door. You're looking in. You see
Okay.
these Indians,
Native
Native Americans, just filling the room. There's like, you got a better look now. There's somebody in the middle doing kind of like they're working out some kind of ritual.
Okay.
You're not sure what.
Well, yeah,
you definitely
I'll
would
step
not be
across.
sure what.
Yeah, I'll see that information, and then I'll step back through to let the rest of the group know, like, oh, it's super easy to make it on through, and there's There's some native folk. They doing something over there, but they look busy.
I would tell you that don't look around too hard when you step out and get a lot of
That's
light.
what you get for paying attention to things.
You're right, Dig. You're right.
This takes several minutes, so by the time you've relayed this information, you feel the train slow down. And eventually the train stops, and Sarah looks at a timepiece. She puts on her jacket, and she kind of goes in between. She's about to step out, and she's like, "Oh, I almost forgot. You might not like being out here, so I suggest if you want to go through the cars, you don't spend a lot of time outside." And she's kind of looking. It's like one of the cars, you're kind of peering out. So you're in the rear. Two cars in front of you. So the one right in front of the Native American car, Chuck. The doors are wide open, but there are no spirits coming out. And you see the tall man that looks kind of like Dig come out, again wearing that really fancy suit. He's looking at his time watch, and he's looking over to that car. And you see him stick his head in. He looks out. He looks over at Sarah, kind of waves her over. It's like, oh, something's gone wrong. Excuse me, folks. She says, keep the key. I'll get it from you later.
Is that the car with the children?
No.
Oh,
They're one up from that car.
Okay.
so close. Better luck next time.
I would like to shadow Sarah.
Oh, you want to jump out? Okay.
I too would like to see what's going on.
I ain't going to. We ain't supposed to be here. I'm staying on board.
Yeah, I'm looking for more occulty people to learn some stuff from.
I'll back you up if you're going out there.
All right, give me just a second. I need to look up this section in here.
The section that says, if your players are dumb enough to hop off the train and call it themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yes!
We win.
Yeah. It was great playing with y'all. And
I
I'm
want to see
still
what
on
heaven
board the
looks
train.
like. Not my heaven,
This
though.
is them.
Oh, you're not going to heaven, Tomathew.
Oh, not my own.
I know. That's why I want to see what it looks
silly
like.
You're going to go enjoy time with Cthulhu.
You're like, oh, geez, that's actually pretty nice. Well, crap.
Dang.
I mean, they
I thought
told
they were
me there was an afterlife, but I didn't believe them, so my bad. How late are we going tonight, Bert?
We're going to stop here in just a little bit.
Okay.
I just want to get this correct since we're play testing a module.
Fair enough.
I'm already seeing things I'd like to add to this, like reference sheets to make this a little easier to find some information for the game master.
Fair enough.
That in the index section. Oh, here it is. Okay, so those of you that step outside, and who was that?
Me.
Amos, Felix, and Theodore?
Yep.
I technically am because I'm stepping through the cars, but I'm not staying outside.
But you are stepping through the cars, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I have to go
Okay, so
outside.
first of all, you all feel very just sick to your stomach. You feel like you haven't slept in days. Like you just feel all the energy just kind of draining out of you as you step out. And even for the short distance time with you, did you get the key from Dig?
I don't think so.
I'm fine.
He didn't
If you
open the door.
ask,
So
I'll
you'd be
hand it
stepping out to
over.
a closed door.
I'll grab the key.
So I would like all of you to make me fortitude checks, please. Theodore, you're a slightly special case, but go ahead and everybody make me those fortitude checks.
Yeah,
With everyone?
baby.
Rufus is following as well.
Oh, I only got a 6. That's
I
my
got
worst.
3.
Felix
I got a
walks with the
4.
Lord.
Oh no.
Rufus walks with Jim Beam.
Yeah. Yeah, sure enough. Come on, where's the section? All right. So you are essentially in a place that is not very supportive of life, seeing as you're supposed to be souls here. And so a lot of that just fleshy vitality you have is starting to leave you. Each
Boy.
of you killed. Roll me a d6, except for Theodore. Theodore, you can roll me a d3.
Okay.
I fumbled.
Not you,
It's-
Dig. You're
okay.
actually dead, so this doesn't affect you.
I got
I'd like it.
Yeah, and if you didn't step outside of the train, you're fine.
It would have just been if we were passing through cars. That would have been it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I made my save, so do I need to take half or?
Let's say what you made your save. So you can take half, and that's how many stamina you lose.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Theodore.
Does Rufus take more? Because I've fumbled that one.
Okay, well, did you step outside of the train? You
I
did.
fumbled, Yep.
Fumbling it just means it's fine. It's not anything extra. You just take the full amount of stamina loss. So you feel like, you feel yourself dying. What it comes down to. Theodore, you have been in the near before, but this isn't quite like that. So it's still affecting you, just not as much. You die slower.
does that
Oh.
stamina loss affect my current hit points?
No.
Okay.
It just affects your bonuses going forward if you have to make a stamina check. Right.
Fair.
So yeah, you all feel this. All of you living folks. Dig doesn't feel anything. As even if you are just going in between the cars, you feel it. Just that vitality of life just leaving you. The longer you stay out here, you're pretty certain you will end up dead.
See, that's why I don't want to go to this place.
And as you all kind of feel this kind of wave of just paralyzing fatigue kind of cross you, you see that the conductor has stepped into that car where no one's come out yet. Sarah is heading over there. Neither of them seem to be affected by this. They seem to be conversing with one another. Sarah just shrugs her shoulders, and they both go into the car. At this point, the train's been here for 4 minutes, and no one's come out of that car. And we'll go ahead and wrap this first session up there for the night.
Cool.
I'm down to 5 stamina.
Alrighty.
Oh, jeez.
What did you do?
I only had a 9.
Yeah,
My
I'm
dice
down to
decided
5 as
that
well.
My stamina would be my dump stat.